It's now time for something new. Thus far, we either used the terminal to display some user interface, or we used Postman to interact with our server. Now we'll add a real graphical UI, a web page which allows us to interact with this API. I already built that page for you, we'll just dump it in, though I will briefly explain what's going on in there, but I don't want to bore you with HTML and JavaScript, so you can totally skip this. But let's now simply get started. Now, attached to this video, you'll find a Node.html file. Create a new subfolder, UI maybe, in your project and drag that Node.html file you're finding into that folder. Now, this is the HTML code, a little bit of scripts. We'll use Bootstrap as CSS framework for the styling, a lot of HTML code, and some JavaScript code using Vue.js for then dynamically loading data and so on to give us a nice UI. Now, we'll configure this JavaScript code together, even though that's no JavaScript course, but the majority of the logic is already there. Again, if it bores you, just skip it. But first of all, let's make sure we can load this Node.html file. And for that, I'll again go back to my getUI route here, and I'll move that all the way to the top, just so that we can quickly find it. And here I don't want to return a text anymore, I want to return an HTML file. Now, to send that Node.html file back whenever we're targeting this route with a GET request, I need to import a special function from Flask, the send from directory with underscores in between function. This allows us to send back a file upon a request. So here I'll send back from directory, and we first of all enter the directory, which is UI, and then the second argument is the file name, which is node.html. And with that, we save this and we can restart our server with Python node py. And now let's get back to the browser, not Postman, but the browser, and let's reload the localhost 5000 URL. And you should see this screen. Now, right now, this won't work. If you click these buttons, just some dummy actions are happening. This is not your real block data down there. But now we can hook these buttons up. And that is what we'll do in the next lecture. We'll dive into JavaScript a bit for that, because that will be our client connecting to the API. If you're not interested, at the end of the next lecture, you'll find the finished code for that lecture when everything is attached, so you can then just download that and see it all in action.